Can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now.
Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. We are on the 1st of April. This isn't an April Fool video, I promise you. It's not a bad day. I'm sort of in the polytunnel at the moment because this is where I've got my seed sowing stuff located at the minute. Because today I am going to be sowing some tomatoes. Now I have already sown one lot of tomatoes, Moneymaker, and I've just potted them on from their original little cells that they were sown in, and they're in the house keeping warm and cosy. But I've got a variety of other tomatoes. I'm quite excited this year. I've got a weird and wacky bunch of tomatoes that I'm going to try growing this year. Because I've now got the polytunnel, it just gives me a bit more scope to be a bit more adventurous with tomatoes because I can grow them indoors. I may still grow some tomatoes outside, but the majority I think I will grow indoors. So let me show you the tomatoes that I'm going to grow and how I'm going to sow them and where I'm going to grow them on or germinate them, and you can see how I got on. So this year I have gone to a company I've never used before, Plants of Distinction, and excuse me, I have got 5 different varieties of tomato. So that will make 6 in all with the Moneymaker that I've already got going. So the first one I'm going to grow is called Burlesque Hybrid, and it's a beefsteak tomato, nice large beefsteak tomato, which will be great. Then we have Cherry Falls, and Cherry Falls is one that I can put in a hanging basket, as you can imagine, it's going to trail out of the hanging basket and give me some nice small fruits that, to be fair, I'll probably just munch on while I'm in the garden. And then we have Noir de Crimée or Crimée, and this one actually has, it's quite a large tomato, and it has a blacky green, they say blacky green shoulder, so the sort of top bit of it is sort of slightly, it's not red, it's black and green. Again, a fairly large tomato, so that will be quite interesting, I think. And then we have this one, which I can't wait to see. It's called Banana Legs, and you can just imagine what it's like. It's a very long tomato, and it's yellow, looking like banana legs. If bananas indeed had legs. And then this is one of my favourites. I think it's one of most people's favourites, and this is Sun Gold. Small, yellowy, orange fruits, and they are absolutely delicious to eat. So that's the bunch that I'm going to grow this year, unless anything else comes along, but I think that's probably going to be plenty. So let me sow some of these, and I'll show you what I'm going to sow into, because I've got a new little setup for growing, for germinating seeds that need heat and light once they've germinated. So let me pop these in and then show you where I'm going to grow them on. Right, so this is what I'm going to sow the seeds into. They're little half-size trays, just slightly smaller than half size, and they have this little cell insert. And in the house, I've got the other bit of it, so there's a nice plastic dome, and it's actually got a little light in the top. And I put these on a heat mat, and then the dome on top, and the light coming through the dome, and that gives me the heat and it gives me the light for bringing on things such as aubergines and tomatoes and peppers and chilies and so on. So I've got these, I'm out in the polytunnel at the moment, but once I've got these sown, we'll go indoors and I'll show you the complete setup. In each of these little cells, I've got a mixture of seed compost and vermiculite, just to sort of lighten up the seed compost. And yeah, I'm going to sow my seeds. So how many did I say that I had? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I'll probably do is I'll do four cells for each of the tomato varieties, and I've got one row that I might well put something else in. I'll just have a think about that just now. But anyway, let's start with Sun Gold. Don't know how many seeds I actually get. Not that many, that's for sure. Let's see. Let's try it again. There we go. Oh, sorry, it's fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. Right. Oh, no, there's a few in there. Hey. Now, question is, should I put 2 in each of these? Yeah, I think I will. I'll probably have enough for that. That's us. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe 12. So I'll put 2 in each of these cells to allow for, oops, germination that's not perfect. And in fact, I'm just going to use all of these seeds. So we might have 3 in some of these. Right. Okay. Then I'm going to get my trusty vermiculite and cover the seeds. And once I've got them all in to this wee tray, I will water them. Right, I've got my labels all sorted out now. So let's carry on with sowing. If I can even get in, that's the one. Right, so this is going to be banana legs, which sounds like a really fun tomato, and hopefully a tasty one at that. I imagine that with the banana legs, because they're long, it'll be easy to cut nice slices for salads or sandwiches or whatever. Again, I think I'm just going to pop them all in. Oh. I think I ended up with 4 in there. Let's just grab one. Ooh, they're so teeny tiny. Come on. There. Okay. Vermiculite, vermiculite, vermiculite. Go. Next, Noir de Cremé. Oh, the girls are shouting. Some of them are laying at the moment. I think you probably hear that. Right, has anyone used plants of distinction before? It's a first for me, but probably other people have known of them and use them all the time. Right. So what I'll do is I'll just whip out the plants that aren't as strong from these cells once they start growing. Right. Now I do have this spare little row, and actually also from Plants of Distinction I got a sweet pepper called Pepper Popti. So I'm going to put some seeds in there because they will need the heat and the light just as the tomatoes do. I'm a little bit behind in all of this. I think I would have been happier if I had these in a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't have the polytunnel. Well, not the polytunnel, I didn't have the set up in the house at that point, or the space. So I'm just putting 2 of these in each of the cells. And some vermiculite, and then we can get these watered. Okay, let's go indoors then, and I'll show you where I'm going to put these to germinate and grow on. Okay, this is the setup I'm using to start off my seeds that require some heat to germinate, and it's a series of 5 containers like you saw when I was sowing the tomatoes. So we've got a plastic drip tray, and then the little insert, and the great bit is the lid, because actually the lid has a little light in it, and that light will come on when I plug in the cable, and this also acts as a means of letting air in or not. So here's some of the tomatoes that I sowed earlier. There's the lid fitting snugly, and let me just find the spare ones of these. And all I do is just plug this in the right way, like that, and there we have it. Now actually, before I finish that, there's actually, or put this one in place, there's actually a heat mat here, and that heat mat has a temperature control. I think it goes up to 35. You can't see that. Let me just turn the camera around a little bit. So here's there's a mat there, there's a temperature control that I can move up and down. I've got it set at 25 at the moment. So I'll pop this on. Oh, there's a cat. I'll pop this lid on. And I will plug in the final gizmo. Now I guess I don't really need the lights because there's nothing germinated yet. But yeah, everything's plugged in, and I don't mind having the lights on at the moment. Hopefully it'll make the seeds think, oh, reach for the light, reach for the light. Yeah, so 5 of them there on the heat mat, and that's what I'm using to germinate my heat-loving seeds. So, fingers crossed that all my tomatoes germinate well, and I'll bring you along when they're germinated and I'm going to transplant them. But for now, please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's completely free, and it just keeps you abreast of all the videos that I'm posting, particularly if you ring that little alarm bell. And I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now.